I'm Ana Maria. I am the founder of Rrraw Chocolate, which is chocolate made in the African jungle. This is a brand of chocolate that has Africa at its core, and it aims to integrate and introduce African cacao and African ingredients. It's a craft chocolate, all handmade, with the finest cacao that we can find on the continent. And our aim is to really put forward the best of African cacao and introduce people to what a craft chocolate, an African craft chocolate brand means and what it stands for. Raw means that the beans were roasted at lower temperatures, so they maintain more of the healthy properties of cacao, such as antioxidants, energizers, magnesium, everything that is good about cacao. And because we roast it at lower temperatures, it means that we also are trying to stick as close as possible to the original flavor of the bean and tell the story of that bean and of that harvest year. What's interesting about cacao is that it's a product as complex as wine, based on where it comes from, how it was roasted, harvested, fermented. The harvest year, it changes a lot of the flavor in that year. So even if, for example, we're going to look at the Uganda beans later, even if my Uganda harvest of 2020 has a certain flavor profile, because 2021 might have been a bit of a dry year or a bit of a humid year, then the flavor might be slightly different. So this is also what's interesting about looking into craft chocolate and appreciating the flavor of the bean, is being able to experiment and look at chocolate and the beans as a product, agricultural product of the African soil. And what is interesting also to note is that 70% of all the cacao in the world comes from Africa. It comes from Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Cameroon. So when I say that cacao is an agricultural product of the African soil, it really is. Like the whole chocolate in the world, most of it comes from here. There is industrial chocolate, which tends to have the same flavor all the time. And it doesn't account for the beans variety and diversity within the year of harvest. And then there is craft chocolate, which tries to take you on a journey and explain to you how the bean was harvested and roasted. And usually, craft chocolate makers tend to pay attention to the important aspect of the supply chain of cacao, which has a very fraught history in Africa. So I'm not the only ones. There are other craft makers. There needs to be more of us in Africa, taking the product from the continent, creating value and adding value to it on the continent, and selling it back to the continent, so that there is a virtuous circle of value that creates value and makes that value stay on the continent.